Despite being massive underdogs, West Ham went to St James's. They beat Newcastle live on talkSPORT last night. 2-0. Pressure, of course, was building on the manager. Julian Lopetegui ahead of the game, but the result leaves them on 15 points from their first 12 Premier League games. It also leaves Newcastle 10th in the table, but still just 4 points off the top four. The gaffer, Eddie Howe, spoke to talkSPORT after the game. He said his side should have done better with the chances they created.
Well, we're finding it difficult to score at the moment. I think very uncharacteristically for us, again, it's another game that we haven't scored, but I think we've had chances too. So that's something we'll keep reflecting on. Yeah, I think it's always difficult over the international breaks where you lose players and then you lose your ability to work together as a unit. But it would have been the same for West Ham. There's no excuse there. It's just we felt a little bit disjointed in our performance for different reasons.
Yeah, surprised everyone that result. Eddie Howe, he was speaking there, Gabs, about how his side are struggling to find the back of the net. They've only scored, this is mad, they've only scored more than one goal 3 times in their 12 league games so far. Why are they finding it so difficult in front of goal?
Well, first of all, look at the stats from yesterday's game. 18 shots, only 2 on target. You need to get more shots on target. You've got to do better.
What's the reason for that? Just bad luck? Or?
Yeah, sometimes you can go through it. Like, don't be surprised. Newcastle come back now for this defeat and you see Isak start scoring. Callum Wilson's back now, come on last night. Barnes has got a goal in him, so was Gordon. Really strange how Almiron has just faded out. Didn't come on last night either. But I think they'll be fine, Newcastle. I really do. Like you said there, 4 points, is it, off top 4 for them. So they will be fine, but you'll be doing loads of training, mate. You'll be doing extra shooting drills in training to get you better at your shooting.
How important is it that Eddie Howe gets Newcastle back into Europe this season? Will the owners accept anything else?
I do think the problem in Newcastle, though, is like we all expected Newcastle to go on a spending spree, didn't we? But, you know, the rules now, PSR, you can't just go out and spend whatever you like. So it's been difficult for Eddie Howe to bring in the players that he's wanted to bring in. Big injuries to Botman. Yeah, Callum Wilson's been out all season. This was his first part of the season. They need to start keeping players fit, and I'm sure Newcastle will be in and around fighting for top 6 the end of the season. We've got a good team, mate. That midfield of like Longstaff, Ramirez, Joe Linton. You know, you've got Isak, you've got Gordon, Barnes, Wilson back as well. Get Botman back. I don't know how long he's out for the season, but I wouldn't worry about Newcastle at the moment.
If they do get Champions League football, they're playing with the elite of Europe. No, but if they do, they have done it recently. It was 2 years ago. They're playing with the elite of Europe. Have they got a manager that's in the same bracket?
I think so. I think I do like Eddie Howe. Yes, you look at their league positions since he's been there. First season, he got them to 11th.
Say it properly.
11th in the league.
No, say it properly, Gabs.
Then he got them to top 4. Then he got them into 7th position.
7th.
And this season they're in 10th at the moment.
Then where?
10th. At the moment.
10th, yeah.
So listen, he will want to get them into the top 4 this season. I feel like the problem for teams like Newcastle, Villa, Spurs, Brighton this season is that Chelsea are coming.
Yeah.
With a vengeance, mate. Like, we've got them on the weekend, Andy, and I'm like,
where's that at?
Stamford Bridge. So I don't want to be going there, mate.
No, you don't.
So I'm looking at it, I'm saying, like, is it Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea fighting for them top 4 positions? Everyone else, are they fighting for, like, 5th and 6th in the league?
Listen, we'll take calls from Newcastle fans, 03717223344. A quick word about West Ham as well. Big result for them. How much pressure, if at all, does that ease on the manager?
Loads, because they look like a team that have been coached. For the first time this season, a team that have been coached, a team that were working for the manager. Antonio was playing like he did 2 years ago. He was holding the ball up. He was hunting back and tackling players. Somerville was at it. Bowen was leading from the front. Paqueta was getting on the ball and making things happen. Wan-Bissaka was very good, got his goal as well, burst into the box. They look more like a team that have started to understand what the manager wants from them. So I'm looking at the game on the weekend. Arsenal at home. I'm telling you now, it wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal drop points.
Not a win, though.
I see a draw. I see a draw, but I see, like, if you're Arsenal, you're like, oh.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Away.
It's always a tough game, that, anyway, exactly. A quick word about Jarrod Bowen, star of the show, again last night, set up their second goal. How good a player is he? Signed till 2030, signed a massively long deal. I think it was 2 years ago, an 8-year deal. How good is he? Could he play for a top 6 club? I can't because he's got such a long deal there and he's on a good wage. I can't really see anyone buying him out of that. But
the problem is that he's 28 next month. So you look at that, his age and how much West Ham would want for him. He's their captain now, club captain. You don't see him getting a move, but the recent England squad, he wasn't picked. He was brought in afterwards because of all the pullouts.
Yeah.
So is he saying to himself, like, oh...
Scored a great goal for England.
Yeah, scored a great goal, but is he saying to himself, are managers of England going to look past West Ham?
You think playing for a club like West Ham could hold you back?
Maybe he's saying that to himself. Because
do you think it does?
I hope not. Because,
but do you think it does?
No, I don't think it does, because you see players from other clubs in the Premier League that aren't just the top clubs. Adam Wharton, Crystal Palace, has been brought into the squad as well in recent squads.
Ollie Watkins, no one.
No, he's at a big club, Villa. No, but I think, like, listen to his interview yesterday. The way he says we need to be fighting to get into the top 7 season after season. But the problem is there's probably like 10, 11 other clubs that are saying exactly the same things.
Yeah.
That race for 5th, 6th and 7th, they're going to be
too many clubs.
Too many clubs.
Yeah,
You've got Brighton. Fulham are a good team now. Yeah. Bournemouth are a good team. Forest are a good team.
A quick word. I don't know if you saw this. I know you did, actually, because we were discussing it in the meeting, but I didn't really get your view on it. Newcastle, the fans unveiled like a big picture or the words of Isak ahead of the game. It filled up, I think, one whole stand. Fair to say he didn't have his best game. Are the fans, you think, doing this to keep him at the club, make him feel happy? And what's your view on it? Because I love this. But some of our team, our drive team, thought it was a bit embarrassing for the Newcastle fans. But I loved it. What's your view on it?
Do you see, for me, they done it a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago for Gordon as well, because of talk about a new contract. They know that Isak will want to move to a bigger club. They know that Isak does not want to be out of Europe. He wants to be playing in Champions League. He's got the potential. I think he suits Arsenal the way they play. So are Newcastle trying to... Because I've seen it. My friend actually sent it to me and I'm like, what's happened? Has he...
Do you like it?
I don't, because I'm looking at that, I'm saying, has he signed a new contract? Has something happened? I'm like, what?
I like
what about
it.
the other players, though?
If you're
Guimaraes, what are you saying? If you're other players in that team, what are you saying?
You'll get your moment.
No, Newcastle fans have done it because they're trying to show so much appreciation and love that he doesn't leave.
If you turn up at talkSPORT Towers and everyone was standing at the window, the glass, with big pictures of Gabby Agbonlahor saying we love Gabby, you'd love it, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't like it, mate. I'd be like, what are you after?
What do you want me to do for free next Thursday?
But you know what, mate? I get it because they love him, but would Manchester United do that?
Well,
no.
I like it, though.
Would Aston Villa do that?
We constantly have a pop about
Aston
fans.
Villa have done it, I think, for when
Martinez,
after he won the World Cup.
Yes, nice.
But Isak's probably coming out, and he had his worst game I've seen him in a Newcastle shirt last night. I think it was a bit too much, and maybe Newcastle fans need to chill. What's next?
I didn't mind it. Listen, we're going to start with...
Red carpet outside the stadium for him when he walks out.
Why not? Man City do it.
Nonsense,
every home game.
Nonsense.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.